Hello, everyone. Welcome to For the Love of Wrestling. I don't even remember what episode this is because we missed last week. I think it's episode 6. But today it's just me and my bud Josh. We have a lot to talk about because we haven't done one of these since, literally the end of 2017. And a lot's happened in the past week, 2 weeks. That really should be talked about, you know?
Oh man, I agree to that one.
So, I guess we can kind of start at the beginning of the year. So I think it was it the first Raw of the year? We got the Bullet Club and WWE reunion, or was that the week after?
No, I think you're right. I think it was the first because we had Dollar Club again this week.
Yeah, we did. So yeah, it was that. So honestly, that was so unexpected, but it was expected at the same time.
It was definitely unexpected, but at the same time, I think it's WWE trying to save Finn and the club's WWE careers. Before they said, screw it, we're going back to Japan.
Yeah, because that's what it seemed like that was what was going to happen, because they weren't using Gallows and Anderson, and Vince apparently said Finn wasn't over.
And Finn was facing, don't get me wrong, you know, I'm a huge fan of Kurt Hawkins, I'm a huge fan of Bo Dallas, but still, to go from facing the likes of Seth Rollins to Kurt Hawkins and Bo Dallas is a definite downgrade in WWE terms.
Oh yeah.
And now they went from that, Finn went from that back to in a 6-man tag team main event spot on Raw against Roman, Rollins, and Jordan, and get in the pin clean on Rollins after hitting the coup de grace.
Right.
Goes to show you, hopefully, we have something planned for Finn again.
Yeah, and you see all these guys that they don't have plans for them, and it's like TJP, and it felt like that with Finn for a while. They didn't really have a plan with him, and then when they actually have this plan, it's like, oh, this is a little bit of a refresher, because you get the same. We've really been getting the same thing for 6 months. And it's been boring to the point where I don't even watch SmackDown anymore, because we're getting the same things. You know?
And this is why, truthfully, I am legitimately concerned for WWE. I feel they keep bringing in all this new talent, and by all means, I say let them. But when is enough, we're signing too much guys, we're overwhelming ourselves here.
Right.
The problem, too, and don't get me wrong, I realize it's the Royal Rumble, and I realize that people love past stars. But when you bring back the likes of Batista for a 6-month run, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Batista fan, that squanders the push of, let's say, a Aleister Black trying to come up to the main roster. Right. Or a Drew McIntyre when he returns trying to go to the main roster. Right. That is my problem right now with the is I feel they are pushing guys that, yes, are talented, but I believe had their moment in the sun, and we need to move on from.
Right.
Here's a prime example of that. Last night, Miz comes back. Miz was voted Rolling Stone's #1 wrestler of the year. He comes back to a massive pop. and gets put right back into a feud with Roman for the Intercontinental Championship again.
Yeah, like,
why not have the Mr. Granted, if Brock even destroyed them, why not have the Mr. come in and pick apart the scrappings of Brock and Kane after Braun laid them out?
right. Like, he should.
Just to show that the Miz is targeting the Universal Championship, which is desperately where he belongs.
Mm-hmm. That's really true.
You know, Miz has had the Intercontinental Championship around his waist for the better part of 2 years.
Yeah. And, like, he's brought prestige to the Intercontinental Championship. Imagine what he can do for the United States Champion, or the Universal Championship. You know?
Hi, Penny.
Josh?
Well, at least Maddie joined.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, Maddie's part of our call.
Oh, okay. Anyway, like, hi. Anyway, you've seen, like, in the like past year how Miz has brought, like, prestige to the title, right? To the Intercontinental Championship. He could do this.
Miz has brought prestige to the title and made himself relevant when WWE wasn't willing to make him relevant.
Right, and he could do the same thing with this Universal Championship run, I think.
I mean, I appreciate what WWE is trying to do, but at the same time they're trying, and they think in their heads, okay, we're building prestige because we have this unbeatable champion.
Mm-hmm.
In Brock Lesnar, you are actually hurting your championship.
Right.
Because nobody cares about the Universal Championship anymore, Ethan. You are exactly right when you say that people would rather much watch an Intercontinental Championship match because Miz was defending that title weekly against Roman Reigns, against Rollins, against all these names. And that made the Intercontinental Championship seem more like the big title, while the Universal Championship, which is, yes, technically Raw's Heavyweight Championship, was a mid-card title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
that's a logical booking. And even SmackDown did the same thing when they decided, well, let's put the title on Jinder Mahal.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my problem. Don't put your world titles on the likes of mid-carders just to make them seem better than they actually are. It doesn't work.
It really doesn't.
You are hurting your championship. That would be like me saying, hey, let's give Goldust, whom, once again, I love, but still, that would be like me saying, hey, let's give Goldust a world championship run.
And, like, if it was so soon, too. You know?
Here is a prime example of a good champion. Granted, everybody knows I'm not a fan of the man. I think he is highly overrated, but still, Okada.
Yeah. Yeah.
500 days almost as champion, but he defends his championship. Asuka, when she was NXT champion, defended her title. And I mean, defended it week in, week out at every single big show. Brock doesn't do that. Brock comes in, he bounces around, he leaves.
Yeah. That was the vibe.
When was the last time Brock actually wrestled a match on Raw? Since coming back.
Never.
That's what I thought. Never.
Never.
Even Sting, Ethan. When Sting was doing his part-time run, wrestled at least one match on Raw, and it was a tag match with the Big Show against the Authority.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. That was before he got his neck hurt or whatever, that story. I don't even know. Was that even a storyline? Was that a storyline or was that legit?
No. Sting actually really hurt his neck, and he actually really needs surgery, but he's holding off on the surgery because he's wanting to try to do one last hoorah type match, but at the same time he wants to do it, he's hesitant about doing it.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want the fans to see him going out the way he went out. Because, truthfully, that's a really shitty way to go out, going out injured. And in the back of an ambulance sucks.
Yeah.
Haven't a lot of them gotten injured?
Yeah. But yeah, in all seriousness, like, I'm glad that they're so far using this whole club storyline, I guess, a decent way for now. You know, like, it's not like the Shield, and it doesn't even feel like what they had when AJ was doing it with them. You know, it feels a little bit different, and I don't know. I like it. I like it. But
What would be cool and interesting of WWE to do if they were smart. And this is called future booking to a T. Bring the Undisputed Era to SmackDown and pair them with AJ and have them align themselves with quote-unquote Balor Club, but at that point change the name.
what would they change it to, though? Just the club?
Well, originally, if I remember right, in the original plans, they had the idea of calling Balor Club Bulletproof.
Oh. Okay.
If I remember right. And that was in the original sketchings of the plans when Finn was still injured with his shoulder injury and the club got called up, and they were going to do this storyline where Finn comes back as a heel, regains his Universal Championship alongside the club, who helps him win the title, and he would go by Bulletproof.
And then that got scrapped?
And that got scrapped, exactly.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yes, it was. It was very interesting plans, and it sucks when interesting plans get scrapped.
I'm very upset that Finn still has not gotten a rematch for that Universal title.
I'm upset that Finn never even. Granted, yes, they still say he was the first ever Universal Champion, but Finn never actually had a legit run.
No, he got it because of the shoulder injury.
Immediately when Finn came back, he went right into the mid card.
It didn't even feel like he was a top guy anymore. It didn't even feel like that whole thing of him being the longest running NXT champion or whatever. The whole like him going after the Universal title, that doesn't even feel like it happened. This feels like something different.
And looking back on the booking of what WWE did, personally for me, it didn't make sense the way he even came back.
No, he just appeared.
He came back teaming with the man whom injured him.
Yeah, that didn't make sense either, honestly.
And looking back on that, it's really illogical. They should have had Finn come back the same way they had Rollins come back, and that's by laying out whomever injured him or making some kind of statement of, I am back, I am coming for the Universal Championship, let's do it.
Right. And, like, honestly, like, he should have came back at Rumble. It would have been a lot better, and then having him win the Rumble. Like, I don't know if like the plan was for if he could come back for him to win, but like that should have been.
Finn should have come out number 30. I do agree with you on that, and I understand why they decided not to do it, because Randy at that point was already penciled in to win the Rumble, because Randy made a deal with Vince that at that SummerSlam prior to that year's Rumble, he took that ass whooping from Brock.
Yeah.
And the deal was, if Randy took the beating from Brock, Randy would win the Rumble and go on to be the WWE Champion again as his reward for getting his ass whooped by Brock.
Wow, Vince actually kept his word?
And Vince actually kept his word, exactly.
That's crazy. That's crazy, considering, like, all the times he doesn't.
I mean, Brock and Orton did such a good job of making it look real that even Jericho himself thought it was real and almost got into a fist-to-fist fight with Brock backstage because he was pissed that Brock beat the crap out of Orton.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I'm guessing we should move on to the next part of 2018, I guess. I still have yet to watch this. Like, surprisingly, because I've just been like so busy. Wrestle Kingdom
Was a phenomenal show.
Like, cause like I really want to watch it. Like I might watch it after this, but like it's
My recommendation for you when you watch Wrestle Kingdom is to do it during the day. Do not do it at night because it goes for about 7 hours. I crap you not.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Because in New Japan, they actually give their guys time to work a match. And man, oh man, did everybody there work.
Like I'm just more interested in like the Jericho match of all of them because I heard that was a really
Truthfully, looking back on it, Jericho versus Omega was indeed really good, but there was matches on the card that, dare I say it, were better than Jericho and Omega.
seriously.
When you watch the Fatal 4-Way that involved Tanahashi, Skull, Kushida, and Ospreay, you'll understand.
Oh yeah, that was another one. I knew there was another one.
That match should have been rated 5 stars, and so should have Goto versus Suzuki.
I don't get the way Meltzer, like, I don't even bother with him most of the time because I don't get how he does his rating systems.
He gives a 5-star match to the idea that it's going to be a timeless classic type deal. I never got his rating system either. To me, truthfully, I understand that I guess he actually does know people in WWE and all the other companies do actually look at him like the journalist, like the guy, but to me, he's just another fan.
Yeah,
He sits down, he watches the show, he's a massive fan of the Bullet Club because the Bullet Club and the Bucks named their finisher the Meltzer Driver. So,
oh yeah, so he's just a fanboy.
Exactly, he's a fanboy. It would be like you and me, Ethan, if you saw Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt at Royal Rumble and you claimed 5 stars. And I disagree with you. And I say, no, that wasn't a 5-star match. That was a 3-star match. But AJ Styles versus Owens and Sami Zayn, that was 5 stars.
Honestly, that probably would be me.
Every fan of wrestling wants to believe that their wrestler puts on 5-star matches night in and night out.
Right.
Because you're a fan.
Right. I mean, like, obviously, I'm also a fan of AJ. Who isn't a fan of AJ, honestly? And, like, I know AJ's, like, he's had some really great matches in his career. But then there have also been matches where they're definitely not 5-star matches, you know?
Him and Ellsworth, what?
That's pretty much what I was thinking. But, like,
I mean, AJ is on an entire other breed because even his match with Mahal at Clash of Champions or whatever that pay-per-view was in December when they faced off, he made Mahal look good.
He made Brock work. That's the thing that I'm surprised about.
I mean, and that alone takes effort because Brock works with Doom, whom he deems worthy of Brock actually putting effort into a match.
Right. Because he didn't want to face Jinder.
He didn't want to face Jinder, and
Was there anybody else he didn't like?
Heyman was a massive and is a massive Styles fan. He has openly said it many times.
Yeah, I think I remember him saying that.
Brock refused to face Jinder because he saw Jinder as a low paycheck, basically.
Yeah.
He said, for once in my life, I actually agree with Brock. Brock said none of the fans would care. Why would you?
For one, this entire year, I mean, especially, like, what the nail in the coffin was when he won the WWE Championship. I have not really cared for SmackDown this past year, and it's...
This year with E had peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I agree with you. I believe the year of the E was 2016, the minute AJ Styles debuted.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
For me, that immediately made me give a crap about WWE and want to watch it because AJ Styles debuted. And then E had Samoa Joe get called up. And they were doing all this stuff. You had Aries in NXT and all these guys coming in. I think James Storm was in NXT in 2016.
He was.
And NXT was being the place to be because you had Bobby Roode. And you had all these guys coming in and you cared. This year, granted, yes. I mean, 2017, they tried, but it was very lackluster.
It was.
I'm making a bold prediction that 2018 is going to be a good year for WWE because I see a lot of good character development and I see a lot of wrestlers to be interested in brewing in NXT.
Yeah, Aleister Black, Billy Kay, Lars Sullivan.
I have become a huge Lars Sullivan fan after watching his match a couple weeks ago with Roderick Strong.
Yeah, mine was against Ono.
Him and Ono was another good one. I mean, they have Leo Rush, who I think is about to turn heel.
I see
Baszler.
I see Dream. I see Dream not after WrestleMania, but maybe after SummerSlam.
I mean, even Velveteen Dream is fantastic. I mean, NXT right now is a breeding pool of something great again.
Yeah. Because NXT, it doesn't even feel like, even though it doesn't even feel like it's that, like, WWE type of, like, energy. It feels like something different, you know? And then when they get called up, like, with Ty Dillinger, for example, it's just kind of they're like, okay, we don't like this guy, we're just gonna put him over here, you know?
I'll never forget the first NXT show I ever watched, I believe, was actually a takeover. I want to say it was NXT TakeOver or Evolution. I don't remember. It might have been that one, or it might have been NXT TakeOver Fatal 4-Way.
My first one I remember was Arrival, and it was Adrian Neville and Bo Dallas, I believe, and it was in a ladder match for the NXT Championship.
Which was a phenomenal match.
That was amazing.
But I was watching this small little area with about roughly maybe 500 fans, and these guys beating the hell out of each other, and I was in awe. It blew me away. Because for so long, even prior to that, and prior to me even getting the network, everybody was, you need to watch NXT. You don't like WWE? Okay, watch NXT. 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 And that's all I ever heard. And I'm like trying to figure out in my head, what the hell is NXT?
Right, like, to me, like, I thought NXT was, like, at the time, I didn't know they, like, switched, like, FCW into NXT. So, like, I thought
NXT was its entire own company until I realized, oh.
No, I thought NXT was, like, that reality show that WWE put on after SmackDown on, like, Tuesday or whatever. And it was, like, that's where, like, AJ Lee came from. And, like, who else was on there? Like, the Nexus. And, like, that's what I thought they were talking about. like when they say NXT, but it's come a long way from that, from like an elimination style like game show, I guess. That's really what it felt like.
NXT, I mean, this year, if WWE goes according to plan, and I know for a fact WWE is noticing what the fans want, because I've seen articles where they've said what the fans want in 2018. Undertaker versus John Cena at WrestleMania. Finn Balor finally getting his rematch. Kurt Hawkins breaking the losing streak. Women's Tag Team Championships. If this stuff happens...
That'd be crazy. Especially...
The other big thing I think that desperately needs to happen in 2018, and I really wish Hunter could hear me himself, I need to see NXT have a mid-card championship.
Yes.
They have too much goddamn talent not to have a mid-card championship.
Yeah, like, make it a United States championship, or
a television championship, or a next generation championship.
A hardcore championship. You know?
Something, exactly. Because you have guys as talented as Roddy Strong and Ono who are just wrestling to wrestle.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, I love them, but I believe a title should be around their waist.
Right, and it's kind of hard to, like, be able to say, like, oh, we're gonna have this world championship and only have, like, 3 guys go after it.
Start commenting in our YouTube comments saying, well, let's look at the United Kingdom Championship as the mid-card title.
No.
Realistically, the closest we ever got to it being a mid-card title was at the last takeover where Dunn faced Gargano.
Yeah, and we knew that it wasn't going to change hands. And it was like, like, it's...
Yeah, truthfully, I wouldn't even mind if Gargano won it, because a Russian, a Bulgarian, and so many other races have held the United States Championship. It hasn't always been an American champion, and it doesn't need to be.
Right.
Chris Benoit, in my eyes, still remains to be the United States champion.
He never lost it.
When I think of United States champion, I think Benoit. And Benoit was Canadian.
I'm going to say this right now, he was a damn good champion. And it's a shame that those events went down. It is a shame.
Oh, man, you and I know for a fact we could sit here and we could do an entire other podcast just worshiping Benoit on the ground he walked on, because you're damn right, but that's not what we're here for.
I know.
You never know.
Maddie makes a point.
That is true. We are known to go astray.
Yeah. So, I don't know. What else happened this year so far? 2018.
Well,
should leave you guys alone.
What's up, Matt?
What'd you say?
I said, is that why we shouldn't leave you guys alone?
I'm so confused.
I'm confused too. Are you saying you're leaving the podcast?
No. What you just said earlier.
Let's move on. I'm really confused.
Yeah. She's doing a
that one
job.
guy.
That one guy, honey. We've talked about like a bajillion one guys.
I think she means Chris.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to leave Ethan and I alone in a room together just so we can worship Chris Benoit and watch his matches on the network, I am all for it. Ethan, how about you?
Yes. I will
Let's
totally
do
do
it.
that. I will do that. I will do that
sleepover.
after we're done here.
We will invite Jordan, and you and I will sit. Hell, Robert can come, and we will sit in my room and we will watch Chris Benoit matches.
I'll pull him up on the internet. he lives 2
Why
hours
are you
away. I don't think
your
he's coming down
Reddit
here.
account?
But anyway, what else big happened this year so far?
Well, The other main big thing I could truly think of so far for 2018 is Paige.
Yeah.
So far. And the rumor floating around that Paige was told by WWE doctors not to expect to be cleared, and basically you are forced into retirement.
Like, but it's been very confusing so far.
It has been. The story, Paige this past 2 years herself and just everything that's gone on with her has been confusing. And it sucks, and I feel terrible for her. Because she came back, she actually had something going, and she was getting momentum rolling with Absolution. And to be injured again and on the shelf so close to the Women's Royal Rumble, and to know you were part of the match only to be pulled from the match sucks.
Yeah.
Was she the post earlier that people were freaking out about?
I think. I don't know.
Yes.
I didn't see any post.
There was a debate in the group, Ethan, that Maddie is right about in our group, guys, for the love of wrestling. By the way, join if you haven't yet. But we had a debate on whether it was Sasha's fault and or was it Paige's fault. If you watch the video, it clearly, in my eyes, looks like it was Sasha's fault.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me Sasha did not see that Paige was clearly turned around and not ready for the dropkick.
And I heard this isn't the first time that Sasha's hurt somebody in the ring, right?
Well, but I wouldn't go as far as some of the people in the group were comparing her to Sexy Star. I think we are on two different wave fields here. Unless there was lingering problems between Paige and Sasha that we did not know about, but
see the thing is with Rosemary and Star, that was intentional. That was intentionally done. So you cannot really compare that to this. This is something completely different. This was something that was completely botched. It was,
and that's exactly right. And I mean, you could tell it was a real drop kick. There was force within that drop kick, and it rocked Paige. And kudos to Paige for trying to continue the match as if nothing happened. But it became obvious quickly that Paige was injured.
Yeah. And it was like she lost, what was it? She lost feeling in her hands, right? Is that what it was?
Which is scary, Ethan, because that's what happened to Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that.
That's exactly what happened to Daniel Bryan before Daniel Bryan was forced into retirement. He complained that he had no feeling in his arms whatsoever.
That's
and
crazy.
It all started after the botched suicide dive right into the barricade when he faced Orton on that one episode of Raw.
Yeah, I remember that. That slipped my mind until you said it. Completely.
But it's the exact same thing. I wouldn't be surprised if E decides we have to force her into retirement.
They did the same.
Yes, it sucks because Paige is 25, but still, you have to look at it as she's a young woman, and your health comes first.
Yeah. And, wasn't this the same thing with Edge? He was losing feeling in his hands, too?
Exactly. And Austin.
Steve Austin?
Yeah, Steve Austin had neck and leg issues when he retired.
Oh, wow.
Well, I've heard many different stories as to why Austin retired. I've also heard that all the alcohol he drank, being, of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin, killed his immune system.
That makes a lot of sense.
And I remember in his documentary DVD, I had him talking the night before he was in the hotel for WrestleMania before his match with Rock, and he passed out.
Oh, wow.
he passed out in the elevator, and they found him and rushed him to the hospital. And they said to Austin, doctor said, "You can't wrestle tomorrow. You're out of your mind if you do." And Austin was like, I'm fucking wrestling. I've had too much of a goddamn build-up, and there's so much hype surrounding this match, I got to.
That's crazy.
And pretty sure during the match, somewhere in the match, if you watch it closely, Austin looks at Rock and says, "Rock, this is my last match."
Oh, wow.
Because then after the match, if you watch it, the Rock bottoms Austin and pins him and says, after the match, "Thank you, Austin. I love you," before leaving.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yes. True.
What match was that?
It might be a bit off, but still somewhat true story.
What match was that and where?
The Rock versus Austin, the final time, I believe it was WrestleMania 19.
Oh, okay. Okay. Where he finally beat Austin.
Where he finally beat Austin, exactly.
Okay.
Yes. That was Austin's final ever match, even though there was plans penciled in for Austin to face Brock Lesnar after his feud with The Rock was done.
That's interesting.
It is. It's very interesting.
I didn't even know that. And like, you know, I've seen Edge wrestle live. I've seen Paige wrestle live. I've met Paige. Sweetest person as can be, honestly. And like I know we're here to talk about like her injury and stuff like that, but I just gotta say like she is an amazing person. Like outside of the ring, and you can tell she really cares about her fans, and
she loves the business. She genuinely loves the business. This has been her life literally since she was in her mama's womb.
Yeah, exactly. And
her
it's
mom
like
wrestled while pregnant with Paige.
Yeah. The only reason why I know that is because they said it in the 2K game.
I remember Paige, in Paige's podcast she does with William Garcia. I strongly suggest if people haven't listened to it, you should. It's on YouTube. Phenomenal podcast. Paige said her first trip alone out of country was at the age of 13, and she went to wrestle in Turkey.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Like,
I mean, she's literally been going at it for damn near
over 15 years. That's crazy.
It's crazy to think about because she's only 25, but it's the truth. I mean, she's had longevity. She's had feuds with her own mom. Her mom and her have feuded over the women's championship and had street fight matches where they beaten the holy hell out of each other in the UK.
Yeah, and like, this is a really sad thing. And like I said before, it happens. And like, I don't like people like I say all the time, like, it's not the end of the road. It's really not, because there's always something, there's always a reason why this happens.
And I pray to God, if she is indeed injured and is indeed forced into retirement and has to announce her retirement Monday, that WWE gives her some sort of backstage job or does a Corey Graves and has her start to commentate, because she is too good to lose.
Or even, you know what? Here's what I think. You know what? Keep Absolution together, but have her as their manager.
That was what I thought. Or my other idea is, this idea was crazy, but in my head it truthfully works somewhat. I say Monday on Raw, if Paige is indeed injured, we have Paige, of course, work a match. She doesn't have to actually work the match, but have Paige be the one to get pinned. Have Mandy get on the mic, because Mandy is actually good on the mic.
Mandy is really good on the mic.
have her say, "You have held Absolution back. I am taking over, or I have found somebody to take over for you." A la debut call-up of Nikki Cross.
I was gonna say Billy Kay, but that would be a good one too.
And Royce have to get called up together. And I truthfully think if Nikki Cross were to leave Sanity, it wouldn't be that big of a loss.
It wouldn't. It really wouldn't.
Because Eric Young is the driving force of Sanity. And even right now, it seems slowly but surely they are planting the seeds of Sanity disbanding.
They
in
are.
NXT. Because Killian Dane is now getting pushed as a singles wrestler.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that too. And it's...
I mean, at TakeOver Philadelphia, I'm pretty sure he's facing Lars Sullivan.
Is he?
I'm pretty sure they laid down the challenge on this week's episode of NXT.
I'll have to go back and watch that. I didn't watch this week. But, yeah, like, I didn't know that, well, I didn't know that they were starting to split them up. I thought it was just like a, you know, like they were going to start having them go to the main roster, and that's what it was. I don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting to see Sanity on the main roster, don't you think?
It would be. But,
like, because, like, they could face the Balor Club or the New Day or the like, when they reform again, the Hardy Boys, like, the Woken Heart, whatever, you know? And, like, yeah, like, there's so many potential matches that could happen. Like, I know that the Shield angle is pretty much done, if you would say, right?
The Shield angle is most definitely done because Ambrose is coming back a heel.
Yeah.
It is pretty much set in stone that Ambrose is coming back as a heel and immediately going right into the feud with Rollins that was supposed to be happening towards WrestleMania.
Yeah, so it's pretty much...
Ambrose was supposed to be the one to turn heel this time, quote unquote. He was supposed to turn heel on Rollins, and they were supposed to have a match at Mania.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. You know what else I heard? This is kind of interesting. I don't know if you heard this too, but like, I heard that this feud that's happening with Matt and Bray is gonna turn into like a whole stable. Did you hear that too?
I haven't heard a stable. I've heard Matt openly say he wants Bo Dallas to become Bo Wyatt. That way at WrestleMania, they could have the Hardy Boys versus quote-unquote the Wyatt brothers. Because they are technically real-life brothers.
This is what I heard. I heard the same thing, except like eventually they were gonna have Bray and Bo join the Woken Hardys, and they were gonna become a stable.
But here's the thing about that, man. I can see it, but I can't see it. I can see it in a way that if it were to happen, Bray finally, quote-unquote, sees the light and abandons Sister Abigail and then becomes, quote-unquote, Woken Matt Hardy becomes Bray's new Sister Abigail. Becomes the new teacher and his new driving force. Which would be interesting because how many promos, even though I adore Bray Wyatt, but how many promos about Sister Abigail can you hear?
Yeah, and it's the same thing. Like, honestly, because he wants to do this. Like, he wants to do that because I think this is what he said. He wants to make Bray Wyatt relevant again.
Bray should be relevant again.
Like, because...
It pisses me off that Bray isn't relevant.
Because, like, ever since his WrestleMania 30 match with John Cena, like, after that, it's just been declining.
For me, what killed Bray, and I think we talked about this on our last podcast, was him and his feud with Orton.
This past year?
That destroyed Bray. where Bray won the championship. They had the horrible match at WrestleMania where they had the ring and the worms, which took away from the match itself. It was terrible.
Yeah.
And then they had House of Horrors, which
was,
a lot of people said was horrible too.
It seemed like they were trying to like build off of like the whole final deletion type of feel, you know?
Which personally I loved. I loved House of Horrors. I understand a lot of people didn't, but I did. And the reason why I loved it was because WWE was stepping out of their comfort zone and they did something different finally.
Yeah, that's understandable. That's honestly understandable. I personally didn't really like it. It felt weird.
Oh no, I don't blame you. And I could see why in a lot of people's eyes they saw it weird. But to me, I was like, okay, this is actually cool. E is finally trying something new, and if they're trying this, I could only imagine when Woken Hardys finally come back to WWE, will we ever get a match at the Hardys compound? That felt to me like the closest thing to it we would get at the time, because E was feuding with the Hardys who were on TNA, and the Hardys were actually making TNA relevant. And by the way, after we're done with this topic, we'll have to talk about what's going on in TNA. Because, it's a travesty.
Oh, yeah. Another thing too, about this, I heard that they wanted to do a match, not at the, this surprised me a little bit. They wanted to do a match at the Wyatt compound, not the Hardy compound.
And I think the reason why they said not the Hardy compound is because we already saw the Hardy compound in TNA, so why do it again?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and like...
Do you remember, in my personal opinion, I think the group was actually around for this, but do you remember when the Wyatt family feuded with New Day and they had the brawl on the compound?
Oh, was that 2016? Right?
It might have been 2016, where like Xavier Woods was terrified of Bray Wyatt.
Oh, I don't remember that.
They had this awesome, it was like this circular field, and they had cars surrounding it, and it was this awesome brawl that went on for a good 15, 16 minutes. Oh,
I don't remember that.
Awesome segment.
You're going to have to send me the link to that, because I don't remember that.
I have to, man, because that's a great blast from the past. Oh my gosh, that was great.
I don't remember that at all. Was that like summer of 2016, or was that like
autumn? I think it had to be a little while after the brand split.
Okay. I don't remember that.
It had to be. It was when Bray was still on SmackDown this happened.
Yeah, and was he with Randy?
No, he might have been. I don't know for sure. I don't know if Bray was with Randy or if this was when they were still trying to resurrect the Wyatt family for like the third time.
Yeah.
Because the Wyatt family disbands and then gets back together and disbands again and gets back together. And Bray said it himself. He said that even though Braun Strowman right now is on his own warpath, he will forever be connected to Bray Wyatt.
Oh wait, did I find it?
Who knows? You might even see Braun Strowman eventually rejoin Bray. Who knows?
Oh, it was before the. That's why I didn't see it. It was before the brand split.
Okay.
And it was in July, and I didn't watch wrestling really in the summer of 2016. I mean, I watched it a little bit, but I didn't watch it because I was working at the camp with Mike.
Okay, that's totally understandable.
So
it was an awesome brawl, man. Watch it when you get the chance.
I'm gonna add it to my watch later.
If the Hardy Boys and the Wyatt ever had a match at the compound, it would be something like that. And if it is something like that, oh my god.
Yeah, like this looks really interesting. Actually.
It was so good, dude. Oh my gosh, knocked my socks off of how good it was.
And then, like, wow, I forgot about that. I forget about all these things. When Orton burned down the
Yep.
barn, I forgot about that.
And I mean, and then we switch topics and we head into TNA, which I thought was on the up and up until they royally screwed up again and decided, let's put one of our titles on Josh Matthews, who is a commentator and has no wrestling experience whatsoever.
Oh my! You literally saw my reaction to that. I was just like, you gotta be kidding me.
They go from EC3, who is a phenomenal talent, to Matt Sydal, who rightfully so is another phenomenal talent, to Matt Sydal vacating the championship because Josh Matthews is Matt Sydal's spirit animal.
That I'm laughing because this sounds really. It sounds really stupid.
It sounds incredibly stupid. I don't know where in the world they think this is okay.
Like,
I actually thought TNA was on the up and up. I watched an episode last time I slept over at Jordan's house, and it was really good. It had a triple threat match where it was EC3 versus Matt Sydal versus some big Japanese guy. I forgot his name. And it was a great match. Great match where the fans actually were chanting, "We want round 4. We want round 4." They wanted another round.
That's crazy.
And to go from that, and the title being that big, to having it on the waist of Josh Matthews, of all people, is stupid.
Oh, wow. Hang on. I just looked on my Facebook. I found something actually very interesting. So, as everybody's aware, next week is the start of the Mixed Match Challenge. Josh, I'm sure you're aware of it. Apparently Vince nor Triple H are booking this entire thing.
Really?
Yep. Apparently it says former NXT/SmackDown God tier Booker Ryan Ward is in charge of the series.
Interesting.
I don't know, why did I put a laugh face for that? I didn't mean to do that. But that's
intriguing.
Like, and then someone was like, I think I'll be much more interested in this now.
I actually decided to watch it because I finally figured out what the hell Facebook Watch is. They shouldn't call it Facebook Watch, because when they do, I literally think they literally mean a app that I have to look up in my Play Store called Facebook Watch. No, you literally watch it on the Mixed Match Challenge page.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And it was,
which eventually they're going to put on the network anyways.
Are you kidding?
Of course they're going to put it on the network. Why wouldn't they?
Wow. Then what is the point? What is the point?
Why wouldn't they? I mean, WWE desperately, don't get me wrong, I love the network because I love having access to, all this wrestling, and I don't even think I've put a foothold in it, like a dent into the countless hours of content they have. They weren't kidding when they said they have, hours, dude. It is overwhelming how much wrestling you can watch on the network.
That's true.
But one thing I agree with you, and I stand tall on when you say this, is that it needs more in their steady stream channel.
Yeah. Like, literally, like, this is what irritates the crap out of me. Like, anybody that knows me knows that this irritates me. Every single thing that they air on their, like, live, like, stream, I guess if you want to call that, is nothing but reality shows.
It is a back and forth flip-flop of Total Bellas, Total Divas.
Yeah.
Or Ride Along. Or
Repeats.
Swerved, or This Week in WWE, or NXT, or
Repeats.
205 Live. Either A, WWE needs to create more wrestling shows that they air on the network. That way, they could do air repeats of that, and or B, they desperately need to throw in more pay-per-views and more Raws and shit to watch, because it is stupid.
Yeah, like literally either, like I said, it's either drama or it's repeats of what we can watch on demand. And it's like, really? I don't want to watch this. I want to watch steady new wrestling, you know?
Well, what if this would be a cool feature if they decided to create it? What if WWE, because I'm sure they can, and I'm sure you technically could too if you really wanted to, but they should have it actually be in as a feature, and I think they should do it for Netflix and Hulu too. And I think Netflix actually talked about doing this. You create your own streaming channel. And by that, I mean you say, okay, I want to watch WrestleMania at this time, and WrestleMania will air at that time. I want to watch Total Bellas at this time. Total Bellas will air at that time, and so on and so forth. While WWE still could have their own streaming channel, you could create yours where it airs the stuff you want to watch instead of what they put.
That's interesting. The only thing...
I'm pretty sure Netflix actually talked about doing something like that a while ago, and it got scrapped.
You know what would be very interesting, too? Is I know Netflix had this, but they took it away, and it was on Xbox for a while. I don't know if it was on PlayStation. The ability to like watch stuff with your friends.
Huh.
So like this is how it happened. So like there was an option to like start a Netflix party on Netflix. And so you would have a whole bunch of your friends on this like party, and you would watch the movie at the same time, and like you would be talking with your friends on your mic.
No, dude, I've never heard of that. I know PlayStation and Xbox have game sharing, but I never heard about Netflix Party. That sounds really fucking cool.
Me neither. I haven't heard.
Like if they did the same thing with like the network, imagine how much more fun. Imagine how much.
Imagine our live chats.
Yeah, imagine how much more fun that would be.
Have you actually heard? I don't know if you saw it too, and I thought this was interesting. Apparently, WWE is starting to dab in VR.
Yeah, I was the one that posted that.
Apparently, they're going to try to do a match with special VR cameras where literally you'll be able to, it'll feel like you're at ringside. I think that is so freaking dope, and I would get a virtual reality headset just for that.
Yeah. I mean, like, me, I don't think I could afford that, but, like...
Dude, they're only $8 at Walmart.
Oh, wait, I actually have one, then.
Yeah.
I thought you meant, like...
You just download the app.
I thought you meant, like, PlayStation. PlayStation.
No, dude, no.
Like, as I say, if it's PlayStation VR, no way. No way I'm affording that. But like, yeah, like they're gonna air like they're gonna try to air the highlights of the matches in VR instead of doing the normal like whatever it was. They have like VR stuff on their YouTube channel already. They've had it for a while. Like you can watch like Seth Rollins' entrance at like this one event or something like that, and it's really cool.
I didn't know they had it already. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Like I've tried it on my like phone one that I have, and it looks really cool. Like it's like whoa.
But the problem that I'm going to start seeing happening when it comes to virtual reality is I dig the idea of it, but you're going to start seeing even more hits when it comes to sales.
Yeah.
For actual live events. Because why would you go to a live event when you can watch wrestling and feel like you're there from the comfort of your own bed?
Yeah. That's yeah.
Technically for free. It's not like they're charging you the price of an actual admission ticket.
Yeah, because, like, I've looked into tickets. I've looked into pay-per-view tickets. I've looked into show tickets. Not cheap. Not very cheap at all. And it's like, sales would definitely
it's
go down.
$1,900 to be front row for WrestleMania, which is ridiculous.
Well, honestly, if you get something like that, that's all inclusive. I've looked into that too. It's all like there's packages where it's like it's a couple thousand, and it's all inclusive. You get all the show. Get to go to all the shows. You get like your room. You get access, and you get to go to access. Like it's actually a really good deal for the price.
Eventually, when we all get cars and
jobs
for the love of wrestling, exactly, and we have more money and for the love of wrestling's been around for a while, I would love for us all to take a trek to a WrestleMania together.
Oh yeah, I would be down for that.
As the For the Love of Wrestling group, or even just like a SummerSlam or something.
Even if it was like if it was in the middle of somewhere, we could all just like go, you know, like Connor could come up from wherever he lives, and like we could drive down, like that'd be cool. I think, you know,
it would be incredibly cool.
Like, I think that would be like the best. I don't know. It would be like I wouldn't say it would be like it would be the best time. Let's say that. It'll probably be a pain to get down there, but it'll be the best time. But like, it's not incredible. Like it is incredibly expensive, but you get everything. Like,
well, getting everything makes it sound a bit more worth it than it actually sounds.
Right. But like I said, you get to go to access is included with that. Plus all 4 shows of that weekend. Plus your room. So it's like that to me is worth it. To like 2,000, maybe a little bit more than that. For all of that, I think that's definitely worth it. But like,
I think too. But your room accommodation. Well, then again, I haven't done it WrestleMania, but they don't put you in the same room as the guys from WWE, of course. It's not like the Jericho crew. You're literally there on the ship with the guys 24/7.
right.
And you see Mick Foley chilling at the pool.
Right. I actually want to look into this now. But it's like even the tickets for like SummerSlam were like the same thing. Maybe a little bit less. But like it was worth it.
SummerSlam to me sounds a bit more, I don't know. I know that one of our group members, Rob Mastromonaco, who's been part of this podcast, he likes to always traditionally do the SummerSlam Raw after.
Right.
He was in here earlier. He didn't talk, but he was here.
He was here?
I seen him.
Oh, hey, Connor's in finally.
No, he wasn't, and now he's out.
What the
gosh darn it.
See, I'm more observant than you guys.
Well, that's because we're sitting here talking and actually doing our jobs.
How am I supposed to say anything? I don't know what to say.
Well, no, honey, I'm just saying. That was a total shot at the actual people that are supposed to be part of this podcast, but are not.
Well,
Okay,
Jordan's won.
literally, this is what this says. So, WrestleMania tickets for WrestleMania 34, ticket prices range from $35 to $1,000. There will also be a limited number of Gold Circle VIP packages available for $2,000. A gold package includes seating in the first 9 rows at ringside, access to a Gold Circle VIP stadium entrance. I don't even know what that means. And commemorative WrestleMania take-home folding chair. See, this is different. This is different from what they were offering last year.
When you get into the arena, they send you in either A, extra early, and or B, in a totally different entrance, so you get there earlier and you get to sit down before everybody else.
They probably escort you.
This is different than what it was last year. Because last year there was like 3 different ones, and each of them had like different things.
Well, this year they're more, I hate to say it, but they're in New Orleans and they're in an indoor arena. So it's not like the last one really where you could like tailgate and shit.
Right. Yeah, it's...
And Orlando last year got really turned up when it came to WrestleMania weekend. Did you see how many wrestling events there actually was in Orlando during WrestleMania weekend?
Oh, yeah. Because there
was a wrestling Comic-Con type convention. There was the Hardy Boys indie show. There was WWE itself. I'm pretty sure Ring of Honor had a show there.
Yep, Supercard of Honor.
A couple days later, New Japan had their show in Florida.
Like, that was the weekend.
Oh my god, if only I had enough money to be part of all that.
Me too, honestly.
Oh, that would have been a never-ending high.
Like, I'm going to Florida in like a few months. If there's a wrestling show, I'm going to it. Which is probably
Where
not,
are you going to
but...
Florida?
Try to get, I don't know if NXT's permanently staying in Atlanta, but see if you could get yourself NXT tickets.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Oh wait, I think I might be too far. I'm going to Fort Lauderdale.
Where are you going? Where are you going to Florida?
Fort Lauderdale.
Orlando.
I think it's like a couple hours.
But then again, like I said, I don't know if this arena they're at in Atlanta, which by the way I love, is permanent or not.
I like it too. I saw pictures of it.
It's so cool. It's like a mini WWE arena, basically. It gives the guys, I think, a better feel of what they're actually in for once they really hit the main roster.
Yeah. Honestly, like it kind of gave me a throwback.
It's refreshing.
It gave me a throwback. Because that's where they used to do, like, the old WCW type stuff, right? Is that...
Yeah, in an arena like that. And personally, I hate to say this, but it's the truth, I am getting sick and tired of Full Sail.
Full Sail's getting very... meh.
Yeah, exactly. It's getting very, like, meh. And the crowds towards a few shows were incredibly rude and incredibly, like, annoying.
I have breaking news.
What's up?
So, tonight's Impact taping, Eddie Edwards suffered a traumatic injury. After pinning Sami Callihan, Eddie Edwards was attacked by Callihan with a bat. Callihan placed Edwards' head on a chair, but Callihan lost control of the bat and struck Edwards legitly.
Oh my god!
Massive amounts of blood immediately started pouring out of Edwards. He immediately was rushed to a hospital. They'll have an update soon.
Holy shit!
Wow. Lots of breaking news here.
that is a big wow. Oh my god.
Like, wow.
That's scary. And to think, once I start to train to be a pro wrestler, that's what could happen to me.
Right. And it's like stuff like that. That's so bad. Especially because it was botched. That's what it sounds like. Like the whole like it was botched. Oh, that's crazy. Let's see if I can find. Let's see if I can might find more stuff. Probably can't, but oh, I forgot about that too. WWE moving to Fox.
Oh yeah, that's another one that actually I am not a fan of.
They said that the new that if this does go through, this is what I'm reading right now on this. It's I guess it's from Pro Wrestling News or whatever. Um, it could go from 3 hours down to two Raw.
Which is cool. The problem is that I don't have Fox Channel, and if it were to happen, I wouldn't be able to watch wrestling anymore.
Yeah, that's the same with me too.
Because tonight we went off a sling.
Yeah, I'm using like Jeremy hooked me up with Xfinity on my computer, and literally if that happened, I wouldn't be able to watch wrestling anymore either.
I am seeing nothing on Eddie Edwards yet in any of my groups or my fights.
It was on the Spotlight. He posted it. Whoever posted it 6 minutes ago.
Did it actually have pictures? Because the Spotlight's the known BS artist.
Oh really?
Can be.
Let me see if I can find an article. Okay. Is Wrestling Inc. legit? A legit source?
So it is actually spreading through pages.
What?
It is actually spreading through pages.
What do you mean?
Like other pages are actually talking about it now.
Yes, there's one I see right now. Yeah, there's like one. There's one page.
Well,
and it's Wrestling Inc.
I don't know, man. I really don't. I pray to God that they are BSing and that he's actually okay, because that's horrible if that actually happened.
Like I just posted it in our group. In the chat. But like that's the only one I see. I don't know. I'm guessing other people haven't written anything yet.
Probably, or haven't heard about it yet. Yeah.
That's crazy though. Well, I guess we'll find out in the next couple of weeks.
He was having a damn good year too.
He was. Like I'm surprised. I'm like with all the people leaving Impact. I'm surprised he's still there.
I am too, man. I really am. He was Impact World Champion last year too, so it really, yeah.
Like has EC3 left yet? Or am I just...
He's out the door. Pretty sure.
Yeah, and that because his contract expired.
Storm left.
Soon. It expires soon. I know that, but I'm not sure. But do you see the article?
Yeah, man, it sucks.
It really does. What was this? The good people over at Pro Wrestling Illustrated have released their... Oh, that was yesterday. the 2017 award list. Wrestler of the Year, AJ Styles. Match of the Year, Okada versus Omega at Wrestle Kingdom 11. Tag Team of the Year, The Young Bucks. Rookie of the Year, Otis Dirk. I don't even know how to say his last name. Drogovic? I don't know. The most inspirational was Christopher Daniels. Most improved, Jinder Mahal.
Oh, Lord.
Comeback. I don't really know if this is a comeback of the year because they were already hot. The Hardy Boys. Woman of the Year, Asuka. Feud of the Year, Okada versus Omega. Most hated wrestler of the year, Jinder Mahal. Most popular wrestler of the year, AJ Styles. Oh, okay. Jinder Mahal. Do you even call that an improvement? An improvement? I really don't. Because it's like, okay, he won a title way too fast, and someone was like, what did someone was it in the group? I'm trying to remember what somebody said. It was like, you can't be a jobber if you look like a champion. And I was like, okay. First off, he was a jobber on Raw for the longest time. Then you bring him over to another show, and he skyrockets in 0.2 seconds. But it's like...
After giving Finn Balor a concussion.
Yeah. Not only that...
People failed to mention as well that Jinder Mahal gave Finn Balor a concussion like a couple months after Finn just came back.
Right. And then what was I going to say too? I just had it in my head. I completely forgot. Honestly, though, like, Jinder Mahal was not his year. Ooh, I like what you just posted on the group. Cody Rhodes versus Kenny Omega is rumored to be taking place at Supercard of Honor this year. That would be interesting. Honestly. Like, I don't know. That'd be kind of weird, though. Because they're on the same side. And it's like somebody... The only way I could see this happening is if Kenny, like, gets kicked out. You know?
That's what I was thinking, if Kenny got excommunicated.
And then, like, after that, he leaves for the E. That's the only way I could see it happening.
Well, I don't see Omega heading to the E, buddy, because he signed a contract with New Japan until 2019.
Well, I mean, like, once that's up. Because, like, if he's excommunicated from the Bullet Club, what else is there for him to do, really? Besides, like, maybe, like, I don't know, like a IWGP, like, title run, I guess, if anyone beats Okada. Like, honestly, a lot of people say Okada's, like, overrated, but, like, I don't think he is. I really don't. I enjoy watching him. You know, like, I'm not saying he's my favorite, but he puts on some pretty good matches. if I do say so myself.
My personal opinion, though, when it comes to Okada, is I don't think Okada is working. I feel that he's been carried throughout each match he's had. And the only reason why they were good matches is because he was in the ring with Omega. He was in the ring with Styles. He was in the ring with Naito.
Interesting. That's interesting that you point that out. Huh. But yeah, like I'm kind of curious, like if eventually his title reign like comes to an end, who's gonna do it? You know,
Personally, I think the title is going on Naito, and I think it's going on Naito at Dominion in the middle of the year, because if I remember right, Channy Rivera said that's in Nato's hometown, so it would make the most sense.
I mean, like...
There you go, Ethan.
What?
EC3 has been released from Impact Wrestling after getting the fired briefcase from Feast or Fired.
What? Wait.
Yep.
Wait. Where was that posted? The 434?
Yup. So guess EC3 is officially E-bound.
And Masters, too. I don't know about E-bound, but...
Maybe we'll see Masters in the Rumble. That would be a cool surprise entrant.
That would be, honestly. I'm very surprised, and I've seen his work in the ring, and like his build. I'm surprised Vince hasn't like made him a champion. If I remember correctly, he hasn't been a champion in the E.
You are totally correct when you say that, if I remember right. I don't think Chris Masters has ever been a champion in the E.
And he has the build that Vince likes. So it's why wasn't that a thing? Like not even like he's never even been like a United States champion or tag team champion.
And the masterpiece gimmick in of itself was actually really cool.
I liked it too. I really did too. And it was like, okay, and like it seemed like he kind of just disappeared from the E for a while. And then he came back and then he disappeared again.
And disappeared again, exactly. And then he showed up in then he shows up in TNA.
Yeah. Wait. So, I don't know. Like, there's another thing on the spotlight that they posted like 14 hours ago. And it says, there's a video, I guess it's from Paige's podcast in December. Which honestly, now that I read what they said on top, it kind of makes it a little bit more like, okay, it definitely was not meant to be that she was supposed to return. So like, apparently a regular doctor told Paige not to wrestle anymore. While a WWE doctor cleared her.
Interesting. Anyways, Ethan, I would love to keep this podcast pumping forward, dude, but my phone's on 1%.
Alright, I guess...
Actually, it's on 0% now.
Alright, I guess we can end it for this week. I think that'll...
I think that might be the best bet, and maybe later in the week we'll rebound towards the middle and maybe do another shortened podcast, I guess.
I mean, we're already at like an hour and 25 minutes, so I think it should be fine.
Okay.
All right. Thank you everybody for watching the show this week. There wasn't really a lot to talk about, obviously. And we're gonna try to get more people on here because it was just me and Josh that decided to do it. Anyway, I'm gonna put the links to all the channels that you need, that or not all the channels, all the pages that you should be into for Low Wrestling, WWE memes, WWE gamers. I'll put them all in the description box. Next week we should be back with another one. And have an awesome day, guys. Catch you later.